Hi everyone, this is Jessica from the Crystal Lake Public Library, and today I will be showing you how to make an origami star box. So for this project you will need a square sheet of paper. Mine is 15 by 15 centimeters. If you have origami paper, that's awesome. If you do not, you can use pretty much any other type of paper. I would just recommend not using tissue paper for this. Mine is 15 by 15 centimeters. If yours is a little bit smaller or larger than that, that's perfectly fine. Just know that your star box will end up being a little bit smaller or bigger than this one. So let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this rightmost edge and fold it on top of this leftmost edge. So as I do this, I'm going to make sure that my corners are lining up. This will help ensure that our origami creation is as symmetrical as it can be. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open it back up, and then we're going to do the same, except this time we're going to take this topmost edge and fold it on top of this bottommost edge. And take our paper, open it back up, and flip it onto the back side. So I'm going to take my paper and then I'm going to fold it diagonally. So I'm going to take this upper left corner and fold it down to this right bottom corner. And then I'm going to unfold it and do the same with the other side. So I'm going to take the upper right corner and fold it down to this bottom left corner. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open our paper back up. We're going to have our triangle at the bottom, and then we're going to fold the edges in of the sides, and then we're going to keep pushing it, push it so this top triangle will come down, and then it should lay flat like this. So I'm going to take this right bottom corner and fold it up towards the top of our triangle. So I'm going to keep my left pointer finger right on this bottom to know where our paper is rotating against. And then once I have it where I want it, I'm just going to fold along this diagonal. And then we'll do the same with the other side. So take the left bottom corner, just that first layer, and fold it up along the center line and towards the top point, and then crease across. And from here, what we're going to do is take this topmost edge again on the right side and just fold it down halfway. So this top point that we're working with should match up to this bottom point way down here. And then we fold across. And then we're going to do the same with this other side. So I'm going to take this bottom right edge that I just folded, this little flap, and I'm going to open it up. See how I have it kind of opened up? What you want to do is you want to start pressing towards the sides. It'll open up and you can kind of create a square. That's what we want. So once you have it open like this, you're just going to crease over those folds, and we're going to do the same with the other side. So we're going to take this top flap and start opening it. Stick your fingers in the little pocket that's right here and just push the edges out. And as you do that, you should see the start of the square forming. And then you just want to crease down along those lines. I'm going to take this bottom left corner of our right square and fold it up. And that corner should meet the other opposite end of the square up here. And then I'm going to do the same with the left side. And then I'm going to fold across. So, see where the diagonal runs across the square? We're going to take this bottom triangle and fold it back. And then I'm going to do the same with this side. So take this bottom triangle and just fold it back. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to take my origami piece and flip it around so that this long bottom edge is down at the bottom. And then I'm going to take my right bottom edge, and remember we fold it up along this center line so the points meet each other at the top. And then we fold it. And then we do the same with the other side. So I'm going to take my top point, fold it all the way down until it meets the bottom point, and then fold across. Then I'm going to do the same with the left side. And then from here, remember we open this flap up and we stick our fingers into the pocket. And then we start pressing against these edges until we start to see our squares start to form. And then we're going to do the same with the other side. From here we folded this, the bottom corners of our square up. So I'm going to take this right one towards the left bottom and then fold it up towards the top. And then crease along this diagonal. And then we do the same with the left side. And then we're almost done. Now what we want to do is, remember we fold these lower triangles backwards. You don't want to fold it over all of the pieces. We don't want that. We just want it folded over this one. I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it back. And then I'm going to do the same with this side. So remember, don't fold it over all of your pieces. Pull this first flap up and then just fold it back like this. So now what we want to do is have this section with all the folds. It's going to be a thicker section towards the top and the triangle with less folds at the bottom. And then we're going to take this flap in the center and we want to fold it down to this point at the edge of the paper. This should be about as far as the paper wants to fold. That's exactly what we want. And now what we want to do is flip it over to the other side and do the same thing. And now what we're going to do is kind of fancy. So take this first flap and fold it back. And then you should notice how this looks very similar to the other edges we were just doing. I'm going to take this topmost corner and fold it down to where these triangles are trying to meet. And then I'm going to unfold this first flap and fold over this second flap. And notice how this one is very similar to the shapes we were just seeing too. So remember, we're going to take this top flap and fold it down to where the triangles meet, as far as it can go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right flap and fold it back over so that we have two little flaps on this side and two little flaps on this side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole bottom corner. It should just be one piece right now. I want it to touch, I want this edge to come up to where these triangles all meet at this point. So I'm going to take the bottom of my triangle and meet it at the top and then crease. This should be a straight line at the bottom now. That's what we want. And then what we're going to do is we're going to unfold this, and then you take your box so you can see all these edges at the top. It should look like a squished hourglass. And then we take this and you start pulling it apart, because what this is going to do is it's going to help us form our box. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to start pushing it out. It's okay if a couple things seem to be unfolding. That's perfectly normal. That's what we want. So I'm just going to keep pulling and pushing this box out. And you'll notice how on the bottom we'll have this little bit of a square shape. That's where we just folded. That's that last fold that we did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fingers and just kind of squish along that fold. That'll help it give it a little bit more definition on the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these edges and make sure that the corners of it are nice and crisp. And then you want to unfold these little triangular flaps that we folded down earlier. And then your star box is complete. So congratulations guys, you just finished your star box. It's okay if it starts kind of turning into more of a diamond than a square. Sometimes they do want to do that, like mine is right now. That's perfectly fine. So I'm just going to give you a couple different design ideas in case you want to decorate it. So for this one, I just did dots along these upper edges. And then I left these other sections plain. Of course, you can decorate those if you want. Or you can do it so it's decorating these like middle sections, not the bottom or the top. It's really up to you. Those are just a couple different options you can do if you so choose. So congratulations and thanks for watching.